Yeah, man. Fucking last night, went to grab some drinks with Matt.
Yeah.
Because I got my heart broken. In my you know what I
He
mean?
got heartbroken, guys.
Yeah, it
That's
took
crazy. It took a week.
it took
It took
like
a week from the prediction.
4 days.
And you know what's really fucked up? Oh yeah, 4 days. That's even better.
Yeah, that's pretty
Holy
good.
shit. I'm like, that's good. That's a better prediction than anything in the Bible. I was solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Fucking, you're Jairo Damas right now.
Bro,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Paul Mooney.
I get that's so fucked
Negro
up.
Damas.
That's so fucked up that my predictions are like,
Paul Mooney dying? No.
are you sad? Like,
Oh.
like you going through shitty times. This is what I predict.
Yeah, you know what's funny? No, because
Franco's gonna have a hard time, guys.
No.
Heads up.
Because when it comes to life,
But
it's
it
all
sucks.
about patterns. Life is all
Yeah.
about patterns. And the pattern here is pretty easy to decipher. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. I even have a joke.
It's like Blue's Clues
No.
level.
Yeah, no, that I used to tell people that I'm like when you start a job in like a restaurant or some shit like that. I have a 90-day probationary period. And in 90 days, you're either going to figure it out that it's not going to work out. You know what I mean? And that I'm not the person that I am. That I presented, it starts to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? You just ask a couple.
Too much work,
You use
bro.
the Socratic method to break down Franco. Matt figured this out. He goes, Franco says everything confidently. Okay, my buddy Matt Bellick, from the Dope City Comedy Tour. He says Franco says anything confidently. He's like, if you ever want to break down anything Franco says, he's like, just ask 3 follow-up questions. For instance, where'd you hear that? Where'd you read that? It's like the first one. Where'd you read that? You know what I mean? And so, yeah. So, yeah. I bombed the relationship. Once again. The whole reason. I'm in therapy. I fucked it up, but whatever, dude. Like,
He's gonna slit his wrist at the end of this podcast, guys.
I'm not. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna
Suicide
be fine.
is
Everything's
funny.
fine. I knew her for a month. What's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? We were gonna get married last week.
Yeah.
On Sunday, 5 days ago,
Hmm.
it was wedding bells. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
But you knew the pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You knew it was gonna happen.
No, you love hard, bro. You love hard, and that could be scary.
I love like the mentally handicapped guy from of Mice and Men. When he likes
Lenny?
mice too much, he's like, I just love it so much.
Lenny,
And he
he does he's taming rabbits. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he loves rabbits, and he just hugs
yeah.
the fuck out of them, and it's
Yeah,
dead.
then another dead one.
There it is.
Yep, there it fucking is, and that's basically like
You
here's
Lenny'd your way through this relationship. I
Here's
love
the
it.
thing. Here's the thing. When I was younger, when I was 18, 19 years old, I found myself in a lot of multi-level marketing and pyramid scheme hotels with somebody telling me that I'm going to be a millionaire. Okay. All right. If I just pay that person $500. So as an adult now, I did that with 15 years ago. As a 33-year-old man, what that tells me is that if you tell me you love me and like me enough, I will believe you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just tell me I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'll be like, all right, yeah, this is all working out. You know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. And yeah, so I love hard, whatever, man. Like, it's my fault. I fucked up. It is what it is. Like, I made the mistake, and it was something that wasn't handled well on my end. And granted, in comparison to how I would handle it before, which would be by lashing out, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I think you did pretty well this time around. I mean, less time, whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, and like that's it is what it is. It is what it is. And like I said, I'm sad. I'm more upset at myself for committing the same mistake. You know what I'm saying? Than actually the situation that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because she was hot, right? If she was ugly, you wouldn't care.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, like she was really cool, but she was ugly, but she doesn't like me, so it's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit, but she was
But
hot.
if she's really hot, she could be shitty. You'd be like, I don't want you to go anywhere.
Yeah, she was hot and she was
Like,
cool.
but you're kind of hot, though.
Yeah, like she was hot and she
Yeah.
was cool, and like we never had a bad time. Like every time we got together, it was great.
She's like cocaine.
It's when we weren't together.
She's like cocaine.
Yeah, it's not gonna lie.
Always
she
had
was
a
like
good
cocaine.
time.
Yeah, and they both broke my heart and tried to ruin
Yo,
my
you know
life.
that I look like I do cocaine all the time.
You're wearing a grill
I
and you're wearing gold chains.
I look like I sell cocaine. My bad.
Yeah, but if you sell it, you do it too.
Is that what it is? You know what? Maybe it's gone far from like Biggie Smalls, don't get high in your own supply shit, but you know.
Well, hold on. So do you sell cocaine or do you?
No, guys. I
No,
do
no,
not
no, no,
sell
no.
cocaine.
Not that you sell cocaine. Like, what do people assume? Like, what's the problem here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what people kind of like assume, like to try to sell me coke. They try to, you know what I mean? Like consistently. That's just a thing.
Oh,
Yeah, they always offer me coke.
No,
Like,
you know what's so
and my
funny?
name's Jairo, bro. It's like a Colombian drug dealer name or some shit. Like it's weird.
Yeah, yo, no,
Yeah.
you know what's funny? When you're in that world, I don't know. Like me and Matt used to always say this. Like I used to be a cocaine addict, and me and Matt used to always say this. He goes, "One scumbag can recognize another scumbag." Okay. When you're in that world, you can walk into any bar, and for some reason, you don't see anybody else but the other people that are doing the drugs, too. Like you can walk into a bar. Me and Matt can walk into a bar anywhere in America. Take us to the shittiest bar, shittiest local bar. We'll walk in. That's the guy. That's the guy you get it from.
Like
That's that guy right there. How do you know? Watch. Matt Mosey's over or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Allegedly. You know what I mean? But it's so weird, but it's so true that when you live in that cocaine world, in that drug world, it's more accessible. It also comes to like when like mushrooms, if you just start talking about psychedelics and like you literally like, it sounds wild, dog. But how many times has it been like, yo, I would really like to get some acid, you know, some mushrooms, and you just start asking or just talking about it. Hey, anybody got mushrooms?
you just run
and
into
then
it,
all
right?
of a sudden, fucking dude, I was on a bus in Chicago. Talking to Matt, right? On our way on like Addison, by Wrigley Field, and we're on our way to the home or some shit. And me and him are talking about an episode of Joe Rogan where somebody says something about mushrooms. It's every episode or any episode. And this dude on the bus turns around and he goes, "You listen to that episode?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I happened to be like in search for acid.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, I got a couple of hits.
Is that the super acid?
No. This is just some kid. He's like, I had just got to Chicago. And this is before I met Super Acid Girl. And this dude turns around and he goes, "Yo, I got acid on me right now." And I look at Matt and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, should we get off this? Usually like people that sell psychedelics are friendly in like a weird way. Like,
yeah. It's not like anything
if someone's
else.
selling you mushrooms, there isn't fentanyl on the mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're really good people.
Yeah, like
at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like,
they'll give you shit.
Yeah,
like,
you could agree.
Like,
right?
they're
like,
hippies.
Yeah. They're very friendly people.
Yeah, hippies, bro.
And so yeah. What's up? No, yeah. So this kid turns around and he's like, "Yo, I got acid on me right now." Like, and I was like, "How much for a hit?" And he goes, "I got 2 more stops. Like, you need to figure this out real quick." And I look at Matt and I'm like, "You got $5? You got $10 or whatever? How much?" He's like, it's $10 a hit. And I'm like, all right. So you fucking gave him $20 and we got like $15. I don't know. I think I hustled him down to like 2 hits for 15 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like $7.5 a hit. Which isn't bad.
Fucking-
Because I told him I don't know you, and acid could just be a piece of paper.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I can sell you acid right now.
Yeah, you can sell me acid right now. Yeah, fucking let's get fucked up.
You won't know for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by then you'll be like, I'm long gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we bought the acid and stuff like that, and it ended up being good acid, and we ended up tripping. But it's so weird how like it just comes around, and like when it comes to cocaine, it's the same thing. You only see those people.
I don't recognize cokeheads. Like I don't. That's not like I can't tell.
Oh, I do.
I can't even,
see,
bro. I can't. Can I tell you something? I can't tell if somebody's on cocaine.
I could.
Like,
Now that I know.
I live in a world where like so much people are like so hyper, and so like Dominicans are fucking loud, bro. You walk into a room and shit, and they just and they just fucking they're flipping the fuck out of it. They talk on their
Why
phone
aren't you
right here,
loud?
bro, yelling like a motherfucker.
Why aren't you yet?
Because it's fucking cringy as fuck. So I pass on it. I was like, because I lived around there, you know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's not for
Yeah,
me.
like I noticed, like when I was a kid, I would be way louder. You know what I mean? Like I noticed it because there's things that you would do in DR. Damn, I don't want to like switch out the conversation to this, but there's things that you would do in DR that now that I look back, I'm like, oh, that's just weird as fuck. You know what I mean? Like
what?
like we were talking about Resident Evil today, and I had Resident Evil. I was telling my friend, "Is like, yo, that actually came out back in like late 90s,
97, 98.
Yeah, late 90s,
95 probably. I think,
yeah, and on the computer.
Green Man, pull it up.
Yeah, so you can play. You know, so I would play Resident Evil. Like, my homeboy had a computer, and if like my homeboy wasn't home, I would just walk up to their house and be like, "Hey, can I play on your computer?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And it's like you know what I mean? Like my neighbor, like some dude that lives down the street, and I know him. I just walk in and just to his dad and shit. "Hey, what's up? I'm just here to play on the computer." Like, okay, go ahead. Like, no shame in my game.
But see,
like you can't do that. You can't do that, right? Like as a kid here in America, you don't just walk to your neighbor's house. You go to their parents and say, "Hey, I'm gonna play your video games. Is that cool?" And they're like, "I guess I."
Yeah. No.
They're like weird out, bro.
100%. That's weird, but I think it's also.
It's just there's no shame. It's a different relationship.
Yeah, it's a different community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these people, like they grew up together. Like I know your grandma.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like up the block. Like I know if you robbed from me, I'm gonna go fucking tell your grandma that you took some shit, and she's gonna go into your room and be like, "Oh, it's right here. Here's like it's a different relationship. It's a communal thing, and it's also I think being poor. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had access to something that you didn't have.
Let me combine it all so you can see poverty and the community relationship all in one shot. Ready? I could go to the store and buy cigarettes on the arm, right? As a 10-year-old. Okay? So I can go to the store, buy a bunch of cigarettes, and they're like, "Okay, cool. I'll pay you later." Right? And they know I'm going to take them to my mom. They know that my mom's going to pay them at some point next week, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm a fucking 10-year-old kid. Again, walked to the store with no money, got cigarettes from the store, and everybody's like, "Yeah, okay, cool." It's like,
that's small town shit too.
That's insane. No, but that's in the capital. I live in the fucking city. You know what I mean? Like when I say the capital, like Santo Domingo, it's just like Florida. It's just like anything else.
Can I just tell you, I can't stand that what you just did.
What?
You're speaking perfect English. Okay?
No, I don't know. I don't. Somebody. Okay.
No.
Somebody said I had an accent the other day. He's like, "Yo, you sound really Hispanic," and I'm like, I just.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. No.
What's going on? Okay.
No, there's a chef.
Explain.
There's a Spanish chef. What's his fucking name? Is Aaron Sanchez. Okay. I fucking can't stand this motherfucker, dog, because he's speaking. I love cooking shows. He's speaking perfect English, perfect fucking English. Okay. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you did a really good job here with you know, like you sauteed the beef really well, but the tortilla," you know what I mean? I'm like, dog, you could have said tortilla. You know what I'm saying? And like you just
say tortilla, bro.
Yeah, not tortilla,
but tortilla like everybody else does.
Yeah, no, like, you know, like, yeah, like what the fuck, bro? Like it really bothers me that this motherfucker just out of nowhere just goes into a deep, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be like, yeah, you know, like when I grew up back in like Suarez, Mexico, you know, it's like.
Wait, I don't do that, right? Or
you just went
Santo Domingo, right?
No. You just right now.
What did I say?
Now, he just went real Hispanic.
Wait, what part did I say?
You were like talking normal, then you were like, you know, when I grew up in like DR and like the capital, like Santo Domingo, and I was like,
yeah, in Santo Domingo, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's called, right? What's it called? Saint Domingo?
I don't know.
Like what the fuck is it called? It's Santo Domingo.
You did do that a little bit.
No. It was super Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
It was like it was in a Hispanic tone.
Okay, so basically this is what you're telling me to do. So when I go and say, "Hey, my name is Jairo," that I should be like, "No, my name is Jairo." Because that's the fucking name of the place, right?
Listen, once the Franco,
you don't have that Franco problem.
The Franco addict method has just been proven right here. I have a strong statement, and then he goes,
then we question it to find out.
Yeah, he questions it, and I got nothing. I got nothing.
I just go with the first thought and just run with it.
Yeah, no, just it's all feelings. It's all it's all emotional. I have no fucking.
Bro, let me tell you something. Bro.
I like read half an article, and then I go, I get it.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah, this is good. I got it.
You know how many times
I got it.
You know how many times I've read half a book? And
Bro, I do that shit all the time too. I got mad books with like the fucking ear tie shit, boom, and just sitting there because I'll be reading. I'm like, bro, my brain can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't anymore.
People that write books,
Audiobooks help, but
no.
that
First of all,
fuck.
people that write books, dog, like to smell the sound, like to smell their own farts, dog.
Yeah.
They just like to hear them. It's like people that love to hear themselves talk, just like me.
Yeah. They get
I'm getting better. I got a really nice compliment the other day. Someone I haven't seen in a long time was like, "Oh my God, you're listening," and I'm like, "Pretty good, right?"
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, more about me. No, but yeah, this is in the Franco addict method. You just follow up with a couple of questions, and then that's it. It just falls apart.
But you know what, bro?
No. But anyways, you were talking about Santo Domingo.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Well, I mean, just
by the way, you're also right. I'm asking you to say your name, Jairo, and that's also wrong because it's not right.
Because it's not.
Yeah, because it's not right. Okay.
Yeah,
anyways.
I was trying to think. I'm like, what is? I'm like, I can't even think of how you would say it in English. Like Santo Domingo. How do you say it in English?
Santo Domingo.
Is that what it is?
Like real like
Domingo.
Santo Domingo.
Fuck.
Blake, say Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo.
There it is. You
There
hear that?
you
You hear that whiteness?
Yeah, I got it.
It's pretty.
Like, this is Jairo and ASAP. Yo,
In the words of comedian Dan Casso, this is Blake Woodrow, and it's been a white privilege to help us over here.
bro. But okay. So check this out. So
you grew up weird.
me, depends where
You think that's weird? I
Where?
think that's 1960s America.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that's what
I
that's.
I've
always felt this way, that our countries are like 30 years behind from like the developed world.
Look at what the story that I was saying. If you notice, I was mentioning I went to my friend's house to see if I can use his computer.
Yeah, that's poor people.
You see what I'm saying?
You're
like
poor,
I
they're
didn't grow up with computers, so I always tell people like I have more in common with a white dude that was raised here in the 70s than I have with a fucking kid that was raised here in the 90s. It was different. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I always feel weird when you come from another country, bro. You feel mad weird when you like.
You had that fish out of water experience, like where like you got.
Like I got here in high school, like, and it was like ridiculous. I did school here before.
you speak so well.
But I went back to DR.
That's what white people tell you. You have good hair and you speak so well.
Like, thank you. Fucked. Nah, but I got here in ninth grade, like middle of ninth grade and shit like that. So like when I was over there, like shit was like crazy. It was a whole nother world. But people are more humble. And there's a very tight community. When I came over here, people are not humble at all, and the community is fucking spread out. Like you can't trust your neighbor, especially in Florida, bro. You can't have you can't.
One of the biggest differences I learned in psych class and stuff about like different, it was like a multicultural class, was individualism versus collectivism. Like mainly in South America, but there's also a lot of other different places that do it. But they have like a strong relationship with their family, and like some people live with their family and stuff, like still consistently, as opposed to here it's like you're on your own.
Put them in a home.
You have a family, but you're on your, like, it's an individual idea versus collectivistic. I think Colombia was the number one most collectivistic, and it was one of the most happiest places reported because people like made that link because they have such good, strong family relations. And
then also pay attention to what happens in Colombia. You putting that information out there is interesting, because then if you look at Colombia, they have like more women business owners
and
than
educated, most educated people in South America, like per capita. Like they all have degrees out there. Everybody's got.
They're pretty on point, bro.
Yeah, Colombia.
I've been to Colombia and it's fucking crazy. But
no,
like,
my stepfather's from Colombia. My mother told me, she goes, going to Bogota. She goes, no different than New York City. She goes, the building's exactly the same. She goes, it's all, everybody's dressed to the nines, high fashion. Like it's
a lot of plastic surgery.
A lot of plastic surgery. A lot of the women are beautiful out there and stuff like that. Like literally per capita, most beautiful women I think I've ever seen. Like even if you look at Colombian women around here, not my thing, but to each their own, you know. You know, but they're very beautiful. They're very beautiful. But that's super interesting, because like in America you do have that disconnect. And like I was telling my therapist this the other day about how like I feel like I'm living in two different worlds, and maybe you may feel this way. Not you, Blake. But but like living in two different worlds, as in like we grew up in like a different morality and ethics, and then you get to America and all of that shit is like, there's a lot of progressiveness. There's a lot of like individualism. There's a lot of, which brings me to thinking about, I've been thinking about this a lot, about how Freud said this, the father of fucking psychology, also / creep. Because he's a fucking, I think he was
super
just a
freak.
yeah, I think he just liked to
Super
listen to people
freaky.
like I think he would listen to people and then like go jerk off and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
like
like-
to like his notes and be
mean,
like, tell me that you want to fuck your mom, because that's what
Who
I'm into.
doesn't though?
Yeah, he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But aside from that, he said he predicted that he goes, eventually like modern society is going to get to a point where, once again, I don't know if this is true, and I don't know where it is.
Don't probe me about this one. Just listen and believe.
Just listen. This
Believe.
is all I got. And if it sounds true, then whatever. Somebody back me up. But he said that we're gonna get to a point in society where it's gonna be more about the individual, and it's gonna be about the person and not. And if you look at social media has kind of heightened that, where like you're your own star, you create your own world. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you do your own thing and you're your own individual. And that's why I think we can't come. That's one of the things that said was the problem with politics recently and this past election, is that everyone has their own point of, everyone has the algorithm is geared to show you things that you would like to see, or things that enrage you, correct?
Yeah.
Is what they've like studied or whatever, right? And that's what's more effective. So you're only seeing on the political spectrum, you're only seeing, if we're gonna put this individualistic theory that Freud predicted towards what's happening today, is that these people are only seeing what they like to see. So when you go up to somebody else to have discourse, you know what I mean, and be like, yo, I read this thing, this is what's happening. You can't even have a conversation with that person who's a Republican and you're a Democrat, because the Republican goes, you're stealing the election, you're doing this, you're doing that. How do I know? Oh, you don't know nothing. You know nothing.
Yeah.
Because I know the truth. The truth is what's being shown to me.
Correct.
So now you live in your own truth, back to the individual, you know what I mean? So, and like back in the day, and it seems so stupid, we were easier to manipulate, yes. And I think because like for instance, like everybody knew the #1 hit song in America. Playlist now today. If I was, yo, have you heard the new album of this that just came out?
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
you don't.
Like the other day when you're like, you heard this album? Like,
Yeah. Have
nothing.
you heard the new
I
fucking
got
J. Cole
nothing.
album? You're like, I don't know. Didn't
I
even
got nothing.
know.
Yeah, because now everything is so broken down, even down to fucking like Bitcoin. Everything is decentralized. Like that's what they're working on. And honestly, it's weird because there's a fine line in there. You know what I mean?
Which brings me to what we talked about last week about David Attenborough, and he says he's like this sense of like we're forgetting that like when it comes to like Earth and like people and like the hierarchies and stuff like that, we're forgetting that we're a part of this. Like we're all a part of this. Like we don't just live here and destroy it. If we destroy it, we can't live here anymore. If we destroy, and he goes, there gets a point in technology where technology becomes a detriment. Where like you advance so much technologically that you off yourself. Like you said that.
That's why, we're talking about I was saying like the Fermi. I said Fermi paradox in the beginning. That's a Fermi equation, but it is the Fermi paradox and it's a Drake equation. The Drake equation breaks down how many civilizations there have to be around, and basically when they look at that equation, they say, hey, like we supposed to have X amount of civilizations like visible, whatever, and we don't. And why is it that we don't? It's possible that it's because we get to a point where technology basically takes us out.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And so if I'm not mistaken,
they talk about like the great filter, like the human race, like every species that has ever existed has disappeared in some form or another, and kind of restarted, and we just haven't reached. We've just gone the farthest so far. We just have the high score in well, not even. There's probably species that have lived millions of years longer than humans have. We just haven't reached our filter yet.
And I think because of our individualistic thoughts, I think we're becoming less of a community, and we need to go back to that, like with the David Attenborough saying like we need to nurture this planet, you know what I'm saying, not go off and like Elon Musk says we need to just go to Mars. You know what I'm saying? It just like, who gives a shit? That's a solution, but let's take care of what we got here. Let's take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately is what I'm getting at with like all this shit and like the individualistic thought.
No.
What do you think?
That's interesting. I'm thinking like, is the technology making people more of niche societies? Like basically like, okay, you're born into your family. Originally you hang around your family, you hang around with people back in the days, right? Back in the days. You hang around with people, whatever. And like, but now it's like you can go on social media and then find the people obviously that you relate to the most and you go that route. And obviously the algorithm could fuck everything up. Cause you know what I mean? Like you can start with one thing and end up in some crazy shit.
Yeah, like you said, end up fucking looking at anti-vax shit because you started with looking at a video of fucking, you know, someone sick.
A yoga video. Yeah,
you told me that.
Yeah, you start with a yoga video. It's like, and I'm gonna explain to this because you're gonna see it. You'll see it. You know what I mean? Go around the yoga circles, and like talk to these people that do that shit, and you're gonna find that a lot of them are like, hey, look, I'm looking for yoga shit, and then okay, so I'm trying to take care of my body so that I look for healthy living. So then I go into like, you know, healthy food and healthy this and healthy that, and then like ways to like not basically take medication, organic shit. So they go into organic shit, and then organic shit slowly leads you into a situation where like, oh, well, you shouldn't have any chemicals in your body, like, you know, vaccines. And then like, it goes into that like momentum. It gets really weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that many clicks either. And this is one of the things that, remember I was telling you about Jordan Peterson? Like Jordan Peterson only became popular after certain things, and you can see it in the algorithm. Because if I take a YouTube page, right, and go in there private or whatever, so I have no history on it, right, and I put Jordan Peterson, the first videos that are going to come up are very reactionary SJW shit. Like I'm reacting to people being SJW. Yeah, that's the first thing, him shitting on SJWs. And just from there you can literally see the side clicks, and you'll eventually get into like Richard Spencer and all this other shit, like neo-Nazi shit, like alt-right shit. You know, like, yo, so literally it just like creeps in, and it took like 3 clicks.
That's
like,
interesting.
Bro, 3 clicks, bro. Yeah. To get into like really hardcore, weird fucking shit. Yeah. You know,
that's super interesting.
Yeah. So the algorithm that's such a big plus can become a big negative all at the same time. But
yeah. And I think eventually, like I said, technology will get to a point where I think it'll end up killing us off. And I think like, now how does that affect us sociologically, like as a society? You know what I mean? Because literally, if we're willing to kill off our own earth, then we're willing to kill each other and also cancel each other, which is what's kind of like, which I wanted to talk to you about, like about cancel culture, because
I have an interest.
Because you're very liberal, very I wouldn't say that
it's weird. It's weird.
I wouldn't say that you're woke though, because I don't know what woke means.
I don't even like that word. I think it's stupid as fuck.
What does it mean? Like, what is woke? Because I don't know. Is like woke to be a good person?
People becoming aware of like their surroundings and the situations that are putting them in the surroundings. So like basically they're saying you're living in this world where originally you're sleeping on it, right? You're just living your fucking life. And one day you wake up to notice that everything around you is manipulating you to live a certain way, to start fucking with you. And you go, hold on. Yeah, right?
That's literally
but what's society?
Propaganda.
Oh, here are the questions. What's society? People, right?
Yeah.
So people are manipulating you to be at certain things.
Yes,
so once you become woke, you start catching all that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, like,
he's basically just saying you started asking questions. Like, woke just means that you didn't just take everything as an answer. You started to become a free, quote, free thinker.
Once again, woke, that leads to like not believing in science. You know what I'm saying? Like that drop of like, it's a good intention. You know what I'm saying? It's a good intention. I want to be woke. And then all of a sudden you start to realize, like, for instance, like, maybe that's what, like, remember years ago we were big into conspiracies. Yeah. Remember that video we first saw that fell on a CDR? Y'all don't even know what the fuck that is. Okay. A fucking CDR brought it through. Cut that out. By the way, remember.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, thank you. Just a friend of ours brought it through. Brought a disc that had fucking the David Icke and like the reptilian thing. It was like a 2-hour documentary, and like you remember like the flames on the screen and stuff like that. And we used to watch it in your room in like the dark, and like be like, oh shit, the world. And like, were we getting woke then? Is that what that is? Like, were we getting woke then? Because I felt like, whoa, the world isn't what I think it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, you know what I like? There's a show on Hulu called Woke. Like, I watched a couple episodes. I thought it was interesting, but it kind of a little cringy. But it's like about this black dude who's a cartoon like artist, and he's like, I don't see what the deal is. Like, I do pretty fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I dress well. I go do this and that. One day he's going out posting an advertisement, and these cops tackle him, and they put him on the ground and put his face on the floor, and like, they got him, and he's like, what the fuck? And they got guns to his head. He's like, yo, what is going on? Oh, it's not him. It's not the guy. All right, let him go. And they let him go. And he's like, did you guys see that? Like, suddenly, everywhere he goes, he starts noticing shit, you know? And he starts catching. He's like, what the fuck is going on over here? Yeah. Like, and since he's it's weird. Like, he draws cartoons, animated, whatever the fuck you call it. He starts seeing everything as cartoons, like racist cartoons, like talking to him and telling him shit. Like, he'll go to the store in the 40s, like, come on, man. What's up, bro? What's up, homie? Like, yo, you want to get that fucking, those years of fucking, like, what do you call that shit? Fuck, man. Whatever. Go watch it. Maybe like an episode or two. You don't need more than that, I promise. It's whatever.
It sounds...
But you know what I mean? Like, that the reason I mentioned that is because that kind of, like, shows, like, what they're talking about in that sense. The dude's like, hey, like, I'm over here, like, hey, I don't see anything wrong with it. And suddenly, boom.
Things
like,
happen.
Yeah, everything like, oh, shit. And then...
the world isn't what I think it is. Yeah.
Which is like, whatever.
Yeah.
But you wanted to ask about cancel culture.
Yes,
right?
yes. When it comes to, like, cancel culture, and, like, the reason I bring it up is because I read this article that I showed you earlier that said that that a representative in Florida, a new representative, said that if Socrates lived today, he would be canceled.
Yeah.
That he wouldn't be go around like talking like questioning everything or like whatever, you know what I mean? And then people were like, well, he was murdered, so like he was executed. So like no one's going around executing today. You know what I mean? Maybe like metaphorically your life is over. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go to work because you're racist now and everybody knows because you posted some shit on Facebook. You know what I mean?
If you have an obsession and you have a huge issue with cancel culture, but you're pro-capitalist and pro-democracy, you are just confused as a human being.
That's what I believe it is. Like, I'm confused.
Pretty simple.
Like, I'm confused as to why it's happening. You know what I mean? Like why like isn't there redemption? Isn't there like people get better? Isn't there like no like, you know, reform? You know what I mean? Like,
there
are we gonna get to a point where like we can't, you know, it's like what fucking, you know.
Okay, you know who got canceled and like when he came back, even the people on the left are like, oh, that's fine, that's cool. Fucking George W. Bush.
Love him. Ain't now.
Yeah, you see everybody like, oh, it's cool, but you know
fucking
what?
Best friends with fucking Michelle Obama. Crazy.
But you know, like if you remember, war criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, no, it is. Didn't find those weapons. We just went in. Yeah. A lot of people died. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You know.
We're still in the same war.
Sometimes
it's still happening right now.
Sometimes you gotta turn another country into a parking lot. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of life.
I cut that out right now.
I don't know. No.
Cancel that.
No. Don't cancel that shit.
Nah,
Fuck that.
But no. Think about it, right? Republicans canceled George W. Bush. The minute George W. Bush walked off and said, "All right, I'm not president anymore," that's it. They never spoke about him again. They said the day Obama walked in, he's like, "Stop talking about George Bush and everything he's done and why your economy is so shit. It's your time to fix it. We don't want to hear excuses." And then the second Trump walked in, he's just talked about Obama, which is funny. But, you know, that's just how the world works.
Listen. Okay, let's go back to what you said, that you feel that people that believe in democracy and freedom and also about cancel culture, you know what I mean, are living in a confused world. Why do you say that?
Because you can't be pro-democracy and like free markets and capitalism and also get mad when the free market determines what stays or goes. You can't do it. You have to decide. You can get mad about it. You can get whatever, but you can't go out and complain and try to canceling. It's fucking weird. That's like communism.
Interesting.
That's communism. If a company that can't move up and then like the government just basically just takes care of everything and fucking says, okay, you're the only one selling products, no competition for you, no whatever. Determining markets and fucking around with like basically the free market is basically communism.
Okay, so what I'm basically curious about is like how far does this go? How far do you think like this cancel like oh like this person we got to cancel this person we got to cancel this person this person said this to Tony Hinchcliffe last week, Joe Rogan fucking saying that like the shit that he said that like as a which is a good, by the way, it's not a bad point of view to say that like how is a rich white man that has benefited from like no one's ever stopped Joe Rogan from saying anything. You know what I mean? He's been able to say whatever the fuck he wanted. You know what I mean? He hasn't been marginalized or whatever. Why is he saying that it's gonna be that way? But I also think he wasn't being serious. Like if you read it, like what I showed you, it's awful. It's like it sounds like he's
it sounds kind of crazy. But
it sounds crazy. But then
I would have to read it, like see the whole thing and see what the fuck he's saying.
And what's so stupid is that the person that wrote that article, Joe Berkowitz, you fuck. It's I don't go fuck that guy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's apparently a comedy writer for Fast Company, which I don't even know .com. Fuck that guy. I hope you hear this. Fuck you, bro. Because it's just a fucking. It was a whiny article.
Make sure you hashtag his name so you can get here.
Yeah. Make sure he sees this, bitch. Yeah, make sure he fucking sees this. You fucking mutt. You fucking mutt. No. But fuck that guy. I even went to his Twitter and everything. I was like, I gotta know what this guy looks like because like I was like it just was. I just don't feel that like no one's Blake. Is anybody stopping you from saying anything? You know what I'm saying? Is anybody walking
just
up?
Nigga.
Oh yeah.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Facts.
Go nuts.
I'm a tall white guy. I mean, so I mean, they're trying to stop. I mean, but I don't like it. There's some people that like I don't take any freedom for like I don't just say shit just because I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody out there, and that's what I think is that like the people that like are affected by this shit is like I hear this like if you go to the Midwest you'll like hear this, well, you can't say anything anymore. No.
Ridiculous.
You just can't say what you thought was okay. Okay, like you used to think it was okay to say shit like that. You can't. You used to be able to hit women. There was the rule of thumb.
Now you can't do that.
Yeah, that's what the rule of thumb is. You know, if anybody doesn't fucking know, you know what I mean? That like they created that as long as it's not bigger than your thumb, then you can hit her with it. Okay. So like as long as it's a baby wrench, you know what I'm saying? You fucking smack it.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard of that?
No.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that fucking interesting? That's what the rule of thumb comes from. Yeah, is that you can beat your wife like no matter what, you can beat her as long as it's not bigger than your thumb. You know what I mean?
Well, that's nice to know.
So like fucking a little baby knife, you know what I'm saying?
Like just sideways, like, a butter knife.
Oh no, a baby butter knife. That's for like a baby.
That's nice.
Like an actual butter knife, like the ones that are used for butter. You know, an actual butter knife. They're like little ones like that.
Yeah.
Smack her with it. This fucking toast sucks.
Bro, I don't know what's wrong with like most of these people are fucking insane. I mean, if you really think about it, like, yeah, they're like, yo, is cancel culture getting carried away? I'm like, yeah, I mean, sorta. That's all you can really get out of it, because you're gonna get people that are like in the fringe of any side of any argument saying crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you sit there and listen to the fringe crazy people, you think that that's all that's represented on that side.
That's what I'm saying.
And
like,
that's a big problem.
Dude, no, 100%. Like, dude, like now people do this shit like on the, like if you watch the news, I don't fucking watch the news. What is the news? It's fucking articles, right? But I don't watch TV. But if you watch TV, you'll see like you'll watch CNN and like CNN will be like, they're saying on Twitter, you know what I mean? And you're like, hold on.
Like, have you seen
it's
Twitter?
Like grabbing, you're grabbing there's probably 5 tweets about this shit. People are like, angered. It's angered about this thing, and you're just like, they find the 5 tweets.
It's like being in a classroom and hearing someone say something, and then you go on the intercom, and you're like, hey, this person from this classroom said something.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, but like we all need to be in the same like auditorium if we want to all be talking. Like you just pick and choose what information you want to gain from something, and then but you broadcast it to the world. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
So like if you were in school, let's say
it's like
there's 20 classrooms and you're just in one of them. You're in math class, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You say some crazy shit in the classroom to your homie.
Yeah, and then you go on the intercom and you tell the news and you tell everybody in the school that this is what the person from that classroom was saying, but it's like those other 19 classrooms weren't like saying that shit at all.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yes, correct. Yeah, and that's exactly what the news is like now. And this is once again before I used to say this, that before you'd hear some crazy shit at like a bar and you'd walk by and be like, that guy's fucking insane. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's on the internet, and everybody that's crazy has a voice to like say like
that has that thumb.
Trump is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever the fuck ever. Like, you know, the earth is flat or whatever the fuck ever. These people have a voice now, and it can be broadcasted to the world and picked up by people that actually matter and be like, oh, look, this is what people are saying. And I don't think that that's a right. Like, you're like, once again, you're not giving what the whole pool of people are actually thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In like America, and when it comes to like, you know, how people feel and stuff like that, because like you've said, most of America is moderate. Most of America is literally votes liberal. You know what I mean? If they didn't know the difference, it would be liberal. Like, they'd be like voting towards liberal things. And you know, everybody wants, like, I believe everyone should go to fucking school for free. If I'm 33 right now and I want to go to college, I should be able to go to college for free and become a doctor by the time I'm 50. I should be able to do that for free.
And I mean, and I look at it this way, bro, even in a selfish way. If you looked at that and like,
the only way.
yeah, I mean, you're like, I want to go to college. It's like, yeah, man, I guess, you know, smarter people for the fucking economy and for, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just all
around
America.
better.
Yeah, it's just better for, you want a smarter country, not a dumber country, bro.
100%.
And it also like would make people perhaps, I don't know, have any backing to this, but it would make people more loyal, you know? Like if I got money from my government, I'd be like, well, I'm ride or die because like you trusted me, and you know I paid it back. Hopefully, like now I trust in my government more, and that's something we don't have a lot of trust in government. Maybe lending would give more trust in government, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting how like I just saw this thing about right, like literally earlier today, I saw this thing about how they equated the January 6th riot that happened at the Capitol to the beginning of the rise of the fall of an empire. You know what I mean? Like, and this guy said, he goes, historically, he goes, if you look at how things have gone down, he goes, we're going to become an autocratic dictatorship. So eventually he goes, that's where this leads to. He goes, Rome, 60 years before Caesar, same problems we're having today. Yeah. Where like, even though they were separated between their branches, like when we are the executive, that all the power eventually gets consolidated to one thing, which is at the end of the day, executive, which leads to a Caesar, which is an emperor. Yeah. That's voted in, but technically it's like Russia right now. The way he equated to it is like Russia just does the charade. Yeah. We're holding elections.
Really?
Putin again, 100%, baby.
Yeah, and then like the funny thing is that somebody
else will
win.
By the way, we love Putin. Here at the podcast, he's I would love to go to Russia one day and see Moscow. I have no problem with the Russian.
Yeah, we're gonna have him here next week.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
Nah, I mean, fuck, man, threw me off there. But I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
That we're leading towards an autocratic dictatorship, and like that's like the only way. Like historically, like this is how it starts. You're going to start to see, this is what he said, you're going to see more insurrections like that more often. And eventually, something's got to give.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And historically, he goes, first time in America you ever saw that on January 6th? In America, historically, prevalent. This has happened historically all the time. And
like
it always leads to consolidation of power. No matter what. I mean, it's human nature. I think it's human nature.
Can I tell you where
what are your thoughts on that?
Can I tell you where I see that too? Again, maybe
I'll send you the video.
Maybe it's just like my bias or whatever like that, and I'm willing to say it's possible, but I'm seeing it on the right hardcore.
Yeah, like right
hardcore.
Bro,
like, right now, they like Liz Cheney is out of the fucking of basically of the Republican Party. They took her out because she didn't agree with Trump. Trump is gone. They took her out because they disagree.
I just saw
because
that.
She goes, well, you know, he did win the election. Like, get over it. You're fine. Like, guys, come on. We got to stop this bullshit. He did win the election. And then, like, bro, it's fucked. They got her out and they put another person in there that's talking crazy shit, but that aligns. And these people are like fucking like I don't know, man. Like soldiers, bro. Like they
Well,
don't
no-
question. They just move.
You,
I don't know, man. It's
you
fucking
know what
nuts.
I really think is interesting? If you guys watched the episode of Joe Rogan with Lex Friedman, at the end of it, they were just talking about like how we think like hell or like a terrible society is going to be bland and it's going to be like someone's going to have control over everything and it's going to be a problem, and that like we're not really going to want to be there, but we are there. But like the actual nightmare and what's actually happening is that like we actually want everything that's like going, but we want the stuff to be bad. Like we want to be on the technology and avoid humans because it's so fun to be on the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what
true.
the real nightmare is. The nightmare is that you want everything to like happen that's actually bad. It's not.
Oh,
like,
we're like a drug addict that can't stop doing drugs.
Mhm.
Just as a society, like we can't stop deforestation. We can't stop the things that we're just like, yo, if you just stop that, you know, like it's gonna help the earth. Nah, man.
Yeah.
Like we're just like, fucking, let's keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's so complicated.
It is complicated being
Like,
human.
okay, like, you know how, okay, we talk about, you know, keep the planet green and all this other shit, right? That's really, really easy to say in America. Because we have X amount of shit and we could sacrifice X amount of shit. But when you go to other countries that are right now going through their development stage, like India is becoming a fucking superpower. You know what I mean? They're humongous. They're fucking killing it in business. They're doing all this shit.
Not in
Well,
COVID.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucked on that.
Yeah.
But again, that's because they're poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now, if you ask them to like, hey, why don't you just get away from fossil fuels and do all this other shit that's way more expensive, and you put all these regulations on them, they're gonna be like, no. So like, why the fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? So
No,
all that green shit is really, really easy to talk about when you can do it.
When you're here. No, that's what I
Yeah.
told somebody the other day about straws and plastic and all that shit. I'm like, you know that we're not the cause. America's not the cause of like straws, of like being in the ocean. It's underdeveloped countries that don't have access to like throw away trash and burn trash and do
Yeah,
trash
that's
piles
crazy shit,
and
yeah.
removal of trash. They just throw that shit in the ocean. How many of the beaches that aren't next to resorts in DR fucked up?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they shit in the ocean. Everything, all the poop goes into the ocean. Like
Like crazy
locally,
shit.
yeah, like you can smell it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my
Mhm.
country, like I live by the water. I live by the ocean, and back in Honduras, that's where I grew up. And like there's a place called El Estero, which is like literally it smells like it. Sometimes it smells like shit. It smells like a rotten egg, and then sometimes like
It smells like a rotten.
yeah, like when I went back to my country, I'll tell you a funny story. When I went back to my country with my when I went back to my country in 2009, when my uncle died, I told my cousin to take me to the bridge where the Estero's at, where like the river meets like the ocean and it really stinks. And like we like
Take me
rode
to the stink.
Yeah, I told
Yeah.
him to take me to the stink, and then we pulled up to the bridge, and it was like 2
You
o'clock.
cracked
in the
the window
morning,
a little bit
and he
and then
cracked the
closed it.
window, and he's like, "Oh, it's ripe right now. It's ripe. Smell it." And we both sat there, we smelled it, and had childhood memories because it's a childhood memory. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like, yeah, like you're just
Yeah.
It's like smells take you back, you know?
You go to eat a girl out and she hasn't showered in a couple fucking days. You're like, I feel right at home, baby.
It smells like Honduras in here.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super. It's fucking wild, man.
But you're saying what? Fuck, man. All right, we did the Socrates thing. We talked about Socrates. You said Joe Rogan's fucking thing. Give me the Joe Rogan quote. What's the famous Joe Rogan quote?
You have the paper.
Look, here, you go nuts.
All right.
Whichever it is.
So this is what he said. If you give into all these demands, it will get to the point that straight white men are not allowed to talk. It's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silenced throughout history, is what this guy said. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what Joe Rogan said on
His
podcast.
Yeah. It's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silenced throughout history. It will be you're not allowed to go outside. So many people have been in prison for so many years. I'm not joking. It will really get there. He's basically saying that we will get to a point. We will get to a point. If you hear something, it's because it's raining outside.
Yeah. And this is Florida.
That it's gonna get to a point where like white men aren't gonna be able to walk outside and express themselves in the way they want and blah blah blah.
I got to see the context of that shit because I'm assuming that whatever they were talking about right before that was probably some like hardcore like cancellation SJW.
Well, that's how
status
the
shit.
podcast started. I'll be honest with you. I listened to it, but here's the
Mhm.
thing: when I heard it, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear two white men complaining that they can't say what they want to say.
Yeah.
I just heard him being kind of like almost coy or like like not. He wasn't being serious,
Who was the
but it was
podcast with? Was that with Joe List or who
with
was
Joe
the-
List. Yeah, at the
that
beginning.
was with Joe List. That
Yeah.
was the episode.
It was right at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. They weren't talking about like anything in particular.
It just started, and that's one of the topics. Yeah.
Yeah, they just started talking about like just cancel culture. I think maybe Joe List had brought up that they had said something about him or something, and he's just like, I don't listen to
Look,
that.
I gotta say, bro, like a lot of these people freak out about
hate
this
Joe
shit,
Rogan,
obviously because it affects them. No, I actually really like Joe Rogan. That's the funny thing, because I was really into his shit, like especially back in the days, because he just goes in there and talk, and it was
Yeah.
interesting. Like I like that.
Well, one of the I think we took a break. Shit went down.
Technical difficulties, y'all.
The one thing that I wanted to bring up, I read an article. Green Band, pull it up. Put on the monitor. Put it on the monitor so you can read it. No, so I read an article about there's an app called the Citizen app, which I've heard about people talking about that they do this in New York and in like Los Angeles, where like there's an app where citizens can report like things happening, like, oh, I just got assaulted over here on this corner on 45th and Jackson, or whatever the fuck ever. And people share information and give you like blah blah blah. Well, it's gotten to the point where this app is now providing they're testing in LA with one car private security, and they look like police cars, and it's one car. It looks like a police car. They have a picture of it. You can find it online. Pull it up. And it looks like a police car, and it's driving around LA right now as a test for the employees that work for the Citizen app. To basically, if something happens, you can contact the people on the app, and they will show up before police do. Basically, in service of the police. It's like private police. And there's something that happened recently in LA where the Citizen app, based on information that they had, put out an APB on a homeless guy and a $50,000 reward if you catch this guy and he gets arrested. If you see him,
Was
if
he
you're part of
slippery or
it-
something? What?
Listen,
Can
this
catch a homeless guy?
no, because he committed a wildfire act, like he committed a
Oh.
fire, and
Thought he
apparently
was
they
just
had
greasy and shit, and people could I can't catch that fool.
like, get him,
Throw sand on him.
get him. And so no, so what happened was that the cops go and arrest this guy.
Yeah.
There's no evidence that this homeless guy did this. The picture that the Citizen app put out,
Yeah.
okay, and they redacted their offer for the catching them and all that stuff, right? Right. So we live in a tumultuous time with police in America. Bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not fun if you're a minority. You know what I mean? It's not fun for anybody for a cop to like, do what's been happening you've seen for decades or whatever. And in the last month, it's not whatever. But it just got me thinking. I'm like, this is insane. What happens when private police show up and murder somebody? That's an interesting, like, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that right now we're living in a borderline dystopian like society, and it brings me to my next question: are we turning into a underdeveloped nation? Are we are we turning into like like Europe? Like England was like a superpower, and now they're not. You know what I mean? Are we becoming that through inflation? And
I don't think so, but and inflation wise, no, just because everybody else uses our money. Once they stop using our money, then yeah, that whole game changes. But that whole shit with the private security, like, and you had mentioned it because we had spoken a little bit about it, but we stopped so we can talk about it here. And it's the same shit that the reason he mentions is it becoming a third world country because you're thinking private security is because in most of these third world countries the cops are shit. So you go and fucking like get private security. So like in like Dominican Republic you got fucking a wachiman, and like what's a wachiman? It's a fucking dude that stands in front of your house with a shotgun and like
watches your
house all day. That's what he does. Like, and he's like a homie in the neighborhood. Like you walk by, you're like, "What's up, Wachi?"
Yeah.
You like come by and bring him a beer and
that's
shit.
That's what they call him in your country. That's what they call him in my country.
Yeah, Wachiman,
which is like a watch, like
like a man who's
version.
watching.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a version
by the way, for those who didn't know, there's no words with W's in Spanish. I'm letting you think.
Hold on, what?
There's no words with W's in Spanish. Think about it. Like no that start with W's. Or,
I know a guy's last name, Wanchope.
What? That's not a Spanish word.
W-A-N.
Wanchope is a Spanish word?
No, it's a name.
No, it's a fucking weird ass last name.
Yeah.
That can come from anywhere.
He was from Costa Rica.
Go pick up a dictionary, right? And go through all the fucking Spanish words and find these W's and shit. And you're going to find like Washington.
Wachimang.
Yeah, Wachimang.
Yeah. American like English versions of like that word.
Yeah. Can you think of one word that starts with a W?
I can't think of it.
Think of a word with a W.
Is, no.
A W in Spanish, nothing?
Nothing. I can't think of a word.
You got anything?
You got anything, great man?
No. Good. It's fun. Just fun fact, you know.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it got me thinking because right now where there's a chicken shortage. There's a fucking steak prices have been inflated, and because of the supply chains or whatever. I don't know. I have a GED. I don't know why all of this is happening. I just read headlines and I go, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going on, but I think
You don't think we're turning into a third world country? Look,
no, because
milk used to be 99 cents when I was a kid.
No,
it's
no.
$5-6.
No, because these are different moments. These are different times. We're going through a pandemic. Like we're getting out of like first like what happened during the pandemic is
we had mad chicken during the pandemic. There was a chicken war.
A chicken war?
Chicken sandwich war.
Yeah, Popeyes v Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of issues that like are, from what I understand, there's a lot of things that kind of get delayed and that we're gonna feel it later. So for example,
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like for example, they put like what is it, a third of the money that existed like ever in America. They just created it in the last like year and a half, right? That's since the beginning of history, it was 2/3.
I just read this headline.
And then and then a third of the money just came in the last 2 years. That's insane.
Gonna have to show up in the money supply. Yeah. That's inflation. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But check this out though.
Is that what the Republicans were stopping? We're like, yo, we just can't give these motherfuckers money like that.
Nah, because they didn't care when they did the tax cuts. They don't. They always care when it's on their side. The minute that a Democrat is in any power, they become fiscal conservative, fiscal hawks. They're like, you cannot waste a penny on anything. This is crazy. This is gonna be the end of the world. But when they show up, they go, dude, okay, so give everybody tax breaks. Trust me, everything will work itself out at then.
So what's going? So like right now. That's That's how you turn a third world country into a third world country.
No, but peep this though.
Sorry, like, underdeveloped.
Whatever.
It's incorrect. Like think third world countries. We can say that shit.
Yeah. But look at it this way, right? So during the time of the pandemic, which we're still in, the way businesses had to work, everything changed, right? There was less products out, and then money was in. Inflation started affecting everything. So basically pricing, everything started kind of going off, but evening out at the same time, which is kind of weird. So now after everything's going into production, they say we should see it start skyrocketing because everybody wanted to bring their prices down to get you. They didn't have business, right? During a pandemic, it was really hard to get business. So you have to bring your prices down to compete with other people. You have to do match shit to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But inflation's going. So your money's also worth less. So starts evening out. So you see where I'm coming from?
So are we gonna have inflation or not?
Oh yeah, it's happened. It's just almost like hiding a little bit, but then it's gonna pop out. It's gonna shoot. Like the markets the markets work with like markets are trying to work in basically markets are future markets. So everything in like stocks, they try to like everything's already in the market for like the next X amount of months, like today. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like before the economy.
So there's contracts. There's futures contracts on chicken, on this. So
Yeah.
there's a price 10 months from now,
Correct.
and they gotta cover the spread.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And they gotta make money, and the only way to make money is to inflate the fucking prices.
There's a lot of little things happen like that.
A lot of people bought chicken.
That's what happened
for
with
a year
oil.
from now, and now it's all fucked, and the chicken costs more now. So now to the consumer,
it's fucking fucked. Again, we're fucking idiots, so it doesn't really, you know what I mean? But basically, if you follow like oil,
so the chicken,
like oil, and the chicken is expensive, and now what are we gonna do with the chicken? Like fucking what the fuck?
I'm an idiot. Dog. I can hear myself. I'm just like, I thought I was so smart, dude, for so long, and this podcast has really taught me. Like I'm like, because I know there's a camera on me. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Wait, is that true? I hate that shit.
Yeah, is that true? Hold on.
You're like, wait, I've been saying this forever. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait till the chicken shortage comes in. That's when you know things are bad.
Yeah. Shit's wild. Shit's fucking wild.
Fucked. But dude, look, like I said, that shit's gonna like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen next. Inflation, 100%. Because like, since I follow gold, and that's that's like one of my businesses. Like, I see the price of gold going up and up, so I have to pre-buy shit, and nobody's selling their gold, so everybody's holding. And when I mean
HODL.
Yeah, HODL. Stupid. But yeah, everybody's holding it. So like if I go to a place to get something made, they're like, hey, can you bring gold? Yo, like I want to make some fat Cuban chains. Like, yo, can I get like, we need gold to make it. I'm like, you guys don't have gold in the back. That's like me going to fucking Burger King, ordering a burger, and they're like, yeah, can you bring the meat?
So right now there's a gold shortage, but there isn't. Everybody's just hodling.
HODL life.
Yeah, hodl life. Fucking
Yeah.
diamond hands, baby. Diamond hands.
like,
hold, baby.
solid.
Hold.
Bro, it's fucked. That's where we're at, though.
Yeah, Dogecoin to hustle. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I feel that like I said, I feel because I don't know shit. That's an interesting explanation that explains exactly why all of this is happening. And that's why they keep saying like you hear words like supply chains are ruined or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't even know what that means. Like all I know is that like supply chain means that like somebody makes a chicken and they gotta supply it to somebody, and how that happens, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Magic from there.
I don't know the science. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. But I do know that like
there's farms, ? And then Walmart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
all I know is that there's a chicken on my plate right now, and it's curry chicken that I got from fucking Golden Crust, and I don't have no idea.
It's not even good. It's a little bit too dry.
You're doing an underpants gnome. You know that? That's an underpants gnome. Yeah.
What's the underpants now?
You get the underpants, and then you're a millionaire.
yeah. It's steel underpants.
Yeah.
Step one, steel underpants. Step two, ?
Who the fuck knows?
Step three, profit.
They're working it out.
We're working it out. Yeah, I feel that like where we're heading, because like I remember my dad telling me like he was around in the 80s in Honduras, and he goes, I remember when the dollar was 1-to-1 to the Honduran dollar, and then all of a sudden we get hit by a hurricane. The fucking banks come in and they're like, we'll let you borrow money to like the government. The government's like, we'll take your money. And now 30 years later, it's like 1 for every fucking 24 of their dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you want $1 Arizona tea, you got to fork up $24 of like paper money to get that fucking tea. And that's what hyperinflation is.
Well,
and
that's inflation, yeah.
That's inflation. But for it to happen over a decade, like my dad said, like that happened over a decade. He's like, I saw it.
Yeah, no, hyperinflation, bro, insane. But yeah,
hyperinflation leads to like bread lines and stuff like that.
It's like you watch the prices and they like go up as you're watching. Like you go to a gas station and you get gas, and then like you walk out and it's more expensive.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll ever get there because everyone works on our money. But like, who knows? Like Bitcoin, like
that's
like,
one of the fears.
Decentralization, like what's happening? Who knows? You know what I mean? But hopefully, you know, decentralization leads. Like I said, is this technology gonna kill us? Who the fuck knows? But it's fucking wild.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. So let's say we get into the situation, and this is where conspiracies and everything starts popping off, right? So we're talking about this. We're trying to have a logical conversation about this. We're saying, hey,
it's dumb, but I don't,
we're dumb. Well, obviously, you know what I mean. But we're having like we're like following things and go, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Trying to understand.
And we say, hey, look, like inflation, like deflation of money, all this shit. All right, cool. some countries they use inflation to survive. So like in Honduras, the shit got really bad, and then money got changed values, and now suddenly more American tourists can come in, and more people can buy Honduran products, and it will straighten out their economy.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that helps them when you can deflate, like your money's value goes down, right? So like in Greece, that shit had happened, but they couldn't bring their money down because they're attached to the euro. So they crashed really, really hard.
Yeah.
Right?
That was a few years ago.
So Bitcoin and those, these fucking decentralized things. So the government might go, hey, we're going to kill all this fucking Bitcoin and all this decentralized money. We're going to kill it. And the whole world is going to say, hey, look, it's because X. They're scared of losing control. They don't want the people to get the power. They don't want da-da-da-da. And like, bro, maybe you just don't understand how shit works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
like
don't.
maybe you think that a hospital should just get people healthy and fucking get them. That you don't understand the shit that goes into it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like we just kind of see it from outside and try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like that might be a situation where we're gonna have to fucking burn out all those coins, all that shit. Gotta go to shit. Go off to the side. You can't use them here. China is already kind of doing that.
China created their own, which is fucking crazy.
It's just because it's cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper
also
for
to
them.
track people.
Yeah, they do everything.
You can
for
track
tracking,
what everybody's done.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's done, and apparently that's once again that's the double-sided sword of decentralization. Is that now a government now has created its own fucking blockchain technology money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That now like their money's gonna go on.
But
their
I feel like they
phones.
could have done that anyways. You know what I mean? Like they could have done that because even before that, there was like you can like fintech and shit, like financial tech, like basically sending money from point A to point B.
Yeah.
They could have done digital money, but the blockchain shit obviously is more. I guess that's where the that's where the tracking part comes in.
Well, no, yeah, it is. It
You
is
say?
more efficient. Like right now, the whole purpose is like of blockchain and stuff like that. Is that like the ledgers have to. The reason it takes your bank 7 days is because what Chase and Bank of America, what Chase Bank has and Bank of America have aren't the same ledgers. So they have to go, you got the money? And they go, no, but do you got your money? Oh, I got my money. Do you got your money? That's basically what's happening, is that they're basically for 7 days, they're going, you got your money? I got my money. Are you sure? I looked at the paperwork.
Yeah.
Doesn't look right.
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's all them
all it
just
is.
going back and forth and going, you make sure you got that fucking money.
Yeah.
You better have that fucking money. You got my money.
Yeah,
And
nobody comes in with like a truck of money.
nothing ever really happens. It's just two different ledgers, and blockchain solves that problem.
Hey, I got something for you. Do you want to learn what NFTs are?
I do want to learn what NFTs are.
I feel like this has been asking this question for
I
like
have,
3
I was
podcasts.
actually, yeah.
I was just thinking about, I'm like, yo, do you ever learn NFTs? Okay.
No, yeah. What the fuck is an NFT? That's the one thing. That is the new thing that like I want to sell my podcast as an NFT.
This is what
Go
it'll
nuts.
be. This will be a new segment. NFTs with GEDs.
Yeah.
NFTs with GEDs, bitch.
Like, all right.
Welcome to the NFTs with GED segment. So explain to me, what is and explain to the world, like for people that don't know, what's an NFT and how can you equate that to comedy? Could I be the first comedian to sell like a bit as an NFT?
Probably not, because somebody probably did it already. But
that's actually,
But you can be the 5th comedian to sell a bit as an NFT.
you could do that.
top 5.
You could do that. No, there's non-fungible tokens. So basically, they're writing on the blockchain. So you understand how blockchains work.
Yes.
You understand? You know what I mean?
I guess.
Because we literally
actually, now there's a camera on me. I think I know how blockchains
like
work.
you explained ledgers a second ago. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
I
then the
understand that
ledgers
there's-
are thrown into blockchains, and that's basically how it's.
You can
compartmentalized.
backtrack every transaction from the pizza transaction to everything.
Yeah.
You can every transaction's been.
Yeah. So
logged.
they're
and
that
everyone
concept.
has the ledger. That's the difference, is that
Yeah.
everyone has the ledger, and the ledger can be found anywhere and nobody can alter it.
Okay, so now we put the ledger on the side, right? So now imagine you're playing video games. You're playing, like Fortnite or whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. And in Fortnite,
Hot
you
Pockets,
can you can go and pay like a couple bucks to buy like an outfit, and like everybody can buy this outfit. And it's a digital outfit. Nobody's
skins.
making the
Yeah,
fucking
pull
thing.
that skin.
It's just a code, right?
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. So imagine you had like one specific outfit that your character has that outfit and nobody else has that outfit.
Okay.
Like you're unique. You know what I mean? And you go and buy this unique outfit.
New York.
Unique New York outfit. And that's the original one. And everybody knows that you have the original one. You have the real deals because it's set on the ledger.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everybody sees it. Everybody sees what you paid for it. Everything is set on the ledger. So now people are starting to basically do that with their own images and with little things that have been put up on the internet that are historical.
Historical internet shit.
Yeah, like the little cat flying with the fucking thing. People are like, it's a cat with a toast. Oh, that's really expensive for a
So
little
someone
digital
now
cat.
can
Somebody
own-
else can have.
Someone can own that animation.
Yeah, but they don't. But the weird thing right now is that they don't really own rights to it. So you can repost that animation all day. But that person owns the original one. They own that. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if maybe in the future it's gonna be a situation where you can make money off of it in that route, or just reselling it so somebody can keep that. Maybe
Well, it's like art. I'm
It's
assuming they
like
want it
art.
to be like art, where it's like I own the original.
Mhm.
All of you, like a bunch of people have Mona Lisas,
Yeah, but somebody has a
but
real
somebody,
deal.
but the Louvre,
The Louvre, whatever.
the
it is.
Louvre,
The
whatever
Louvre.
the fucking pyramid,
The
scheme.
French Louvre.
Yeah, the Louvre has the original. What's that, Blake? Green Man?
No, you're good. You're good.
Huh?
About to say something racist.
I was yeah. Yeah,
No,
I-
we can't
I
do that to him. Let's not
check
start that show.
myself.
Let's
Boo.
not start that show. He's a nice guy.
I did think about like a while ago. This is what I originally thought like NFTs was like, let's say, you listen to an artist, like a musician or a comedian, whoever, and you think that they're really gonna like actually pop off. Like if an artist was a stock, or if a public figure, let's say Elon Musk, was a stock, you'd be like, they're about to pop off. Would there be some way that people could like invest in people before they get big, but then still get a chunk of the return somehow? Like if you're like, say, if there was like a stock to buy for a person,
Like a Kanye stock.
that's what I'm saying. Like an NFT, like that's what I thought NFTs were, and I was like, I've been thinking like if that's a possible thing, like because yeah, if you bought like Kanye stock when he was just coming out with first album, Graduation, right?
Did he just create something?
But they have those. That's basically what they're doing. Like they're
What NFTs
they're taking
are.
they're taking all these like originals or whatever, and they're fucking like keeping them, and they're like all excited about it. So just like art, like kind of like you explain it, it's like art.
That's interesting, though. I like that concept of what he just said, that if you can buy stock into a person,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that is going to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've known him since fucking the first album, you know what I'm saying? Or the first fucking, whatever song or whatever. I own the first song or whatever. But then it makes it weird of, like, who's making money off of it. And, like, you know what I mean? It's, that's where I think it gets
Like
iffy,
the artist,
right?
the
Like,
artist
that's
sells it.
It's step 1, invest in the artist. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit.
You see?
Okay.
It follows
so,
it. It follows the
So
momentum.
how can I I know that Kings of Leon, if I'm not mistaken, sold their album as an NFT.
Kings of Leon.
Okay. So
Kings of Leon.
they're a rock band.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sex is on fire. Nope,
Fucking got me,
that
bro.
wasn't even the
Like nigga, I don't know. Whatever, guys.
No,
I'm sure it's amazing. Fuck.
All right, no. But they sold their album. So as a comedian, that tells me that I could sell my first comedy album that I dropped. I can sell it as an NFT.
Yeah.
Now, on whose blockchain am I doing this on? Like,
I
who
don't
am I
know.
signing up for?
From there on, bro, like you got me.
That's
I
question
know.
mark?
I know that. So
Green Band.
so like again, this basically skips like a point right here, but like I know that there's certain companies that's all they do, and they're in the stock market for that. Like basically that like they work with NFTs. So and there's like a handful of companies that do that. So I'm guessing that maybe one of these companies that you can get into, they could probably make that shit for you and then put it up for bidding. Guessing that's how that shit works. Because then I don't know. If not, I don't know how the fuck those people are making money off of like NFTs besides that.
NFTs with
Yeah.
GDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm interested in I'm interested in that. I'm interested in being
Yeah.
able to do that shit, and maybe
Okay, bro. We'll
do
look it
something
up.
with an NFT.
I have a couple companies there.
I want to start. This kid on TikTok started a thing called Scam Coin. Okay, he goes and like, listen, this kid's like, they're like interviewing him, and his interview quotes are like, "Yeah, man, this shit's stupid." Okay, like those are the
Yeah.
this kid, because he's literally a kid. Because he
Yeah.
goes, all these fucking stupid ass coins. He goes, I'm gonna make my own. He goes, that shit costs, like, literally, this is a quote. That shit costs $400 to fucking do that shit.
That's what Doji is, man. It
No,
was a joke.
and then he goes, and I just went. He goes, I went on TikTok because he was kind of like a little bit famous on TikTok,
Mhm.
and he just started being like, scam coin, buy this shit, bro. 76.9 million market cap right now.
Yep.
Okay, and the kid's like, quote, this is okay. I'm paraphrasing, but like, I swear to God, if you look up this article, this is this kid's quote. Like, he's literally like, he's like, man, now I gotta do some shit with this because it's worth something. He's so mad. He goes, I did this shit as a joke.
He's like, now I got a job,
Now
bro.
I gotta fucking die. Y'all like really bought this shit.
That's fucking
And like
dumb
he
funny,
did it off
bro.
of the Ethereum blockchain, which was fucking funny, man. And apparently it costs $400 to create your own coin.
Yeah. That's what Ethereum
Bro,
branches coins too. So yeah.
Bro, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean,
We
not
could start a new
being smart.
coin. Fucking make 100 G's.
Yeah, man, get on it, bro.
Fucking,
You say yeah.
There's no regulations.
Like, yeah, you got it. The fresh as fuck coin. Ding.
You heard it here.
You guys
heard
know.
It here. You heard it here first.
You already know.
The FAF coin.
You fucked it up now.
FAF, fresh as fuck coin.
Yeah.
After coming up with FAF coin, I just checked the price of our stock and it plummeted. I'm sorry. You're now the representative and you have to think about
That was quick.
And we'll be on SNL this weekend with Elon Musk. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I'm Franco Harris.
This is
If you
Jairo
made
G,
it this
bro.
far, and this is
Me. I already said my name because I'm
Said
cool
it.
like that. I just
music
sneaked it
should be
in.
playing.
Is there music there?
I don't know.
Let's make pretend. Yo.
Just fire, dog. Adam's beat.
That was a good beat.
Yeah, it's a
Tight
pretty
work,
solid
dude.
beat, dude. Yeah.